Saints Panthers full review and reactions. Check the mic with Steve and Sam as the backdrop. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. Big win for the Saints. Big win for the Houdats against the Carolina Panthers. Dominant performance. Saints are on the up and up. Positive vibes only for the next 2 weeks at least.
Saints 17, Carolina Panthers 7. Saints get their second win. Tyler Shough gets the win, his first NFL win as a starter. Panthers fall to 5-5 in this one. Shough finishes 19 of 27 for 282. It's over 10 yards per attempt, which is, like Sam Darnold's season. 2 touchdowns, 128 passer rating. Some big plays in this game, especially to Chris Olave. Interesting game here, Sam. What'd you make of the Saints-Panthers one?
Yeah, I mean, it felt like Carolina are now becoming one of those teams, right? Like they're 5-5, and their wins and losses don't make any sense. Like they're winning games that they should lose and losing games they should win.
They go to Green Bay and win last week, and at home against the Saints lose.
I mean, just that as a back-to-back is ridiculous. Like Green Bay at that point looked like the best team in the NFL. You go and beat Green Bay in a dogfight, and then lose to the Saints, who look like one of the worst teams in the league, starting a young quarterback who couldn't win the job up until that point. That makes.
I mean, their question is why we look at box scores. You know, like the Carolina Green Bay game. One of those games where it was not as easy as, oh, yeah, Carolina just went and beat up on Green Bay. You know, again, Green Bay didn't punt. Bryce Young threw for 102 yards. Green Bay had a yard advantage in YPP, had more total yards. I mean, sometimes, as long as the football is oblong-shaped, random things are going to happen in the NFL. That is why every win is not the same. That is why you got to dig into these box scores.
No sense as a back-to-back thing. Rico Dowdle, who'd been carving up everybody in the NFL, like putting up insane totals, ends up with 2.9 yards per attempt. Like you average 3.5 yards per play on offense.
It's kind of shocking with the Rico Dowdle, or not even Rico Dowdle, but just like the run defense for the Saints. Brandon Staley is kind of doing his defense and his defensive scheme without really the players for it. And on the whole, the Saints' run defense is light years better than what it was last year. I mean, like Staley, I know he's getting a lot of flack, but I'm very impressed with how the run defense has been in general. I mean, yeah, the Bears game happened, whatever, but against Christian McCaffrey, Kenneth Walker, James Conner, Rico Dowdle, again, you're talking about like Brian Brzee is a horrific run interior defensive lineman. Devon Godshaw was the answer, right? They traded for Devon Godshaw. And if you think about last year, it kind of reminds me of Clint Kubiak's first year with how well he transformed the run offense, where Alvin Kamara almost had 1,000 yards, and he's doing it with just kind of random players at random positions. People were playing out of position. There were injuries. They were hurt, whatever. It kind of reminds me of that, where Kubiak probably didn't get the credit he deserved because of the record and because of how bad everything looked at the end there. But just like I think Staley hasn't really got the credit for some of what he's fixed in the run defense because of the record and a couple really bad performances.
It's just a total letdown game by Carolina.
Panthers score a touchdown on their first drive, 12 plays, 47 yards. Then they punt.
They had 40 yards. Again, that was their best possession by far. And on that possession, the Saints stopped him on third down and got an interception. They end up scoring, but they only have 40 yards of offense on the drive. And then they don't do anything.
The next 4 possessions. And then in the second half, it was just a disaster of mistakes for the Panthers. Missed a field goal, fumble. After they got the ball back after the blocked field goal, they get the ball back and they have like a weekly. If you're watching the Panthers, there's a weekly Jimmy Horn Jr. end around.
Yeah,
and Jimmy Horn Jr. doesn't officially have.
This time he dropped it.
Right, he doesn't have a carry officially in this game because Bryce Young gets the fumble there. I didn't look closely to see who screwed up.
Looked like Jimmy Horn.
The exchange, but it goes down as a Bryce Young turnover, a Bryce Young fumble. But that's in the red zone for the Saints, and then Bryce Young has an awful interception.
Yeah,
that was
what the hell was that?
The interception was horrible. I mean, it could not have been more of a gift to Alontae Taylor. that was a combination of a bad throw, a bad read, a bad everything.
I say this a lot every week. Like, the throw's so bad, I go back to see, was it tipped or was the arm hit? And it was underthrown, and he just did not see the curl flat defender. He just didn't see Alontae Taylor dropping under the
But that's
deep
one.
out.
There are times where it's like, okay, I understand why you didn't see that player. It's still bad. Like, he's there the whole way, but I at least understand why you didn't pick him up. This is one where it's like, even if you didn't see it, he has to be there. Like, you can't assume that guy isn't there, because otherwise there's just a giant hole. Like,
Most of the time, like,
But the throw was also horrible. Like, that's the thing. It was also underthrown. It was also just a badly thrown ball.
The coverage, you can make an assumption. Well, if they're playing cover 3,
I don't think you can just assume that, like, this guy that I haven't picked up in my periphery is just absent from the picture. Like, he's almost certainly there. It's not. I mean, I guess by that logic, you would never exploit a coverage bust, just assuming there has to be a guy there. But it was such a bad interception, like a real what on earth is that play?
It was a bad read. I mean, it was just a bad read, bad throw by Bryce Young. And again, I'm not trying to. It's so easy to come in here on Monday morning and just say the team that wins the turnover battle wins the game and win in the red zone. But, like, Carolina's losses have been marred by turnovers and those mistakes. I'm not saying they should be like 8-2 if they just took care of the ball a couple times, but that was to lose to the Saints. They made a whole bunch of mistakes in the second half, and credit the Saints for making those plays.
Well, I mean, they also had whatever it was 3.5 yards per play. Like, it's not like they had a bunch of turnovers and averaged 5 yards a play, and the Saints had 4.2 yards a play, and so the Panthers had a better YPP, more total yards, but they had 3 turnovers. It is what it is. They were just bad. And, I mean, they are fortunate it was this close. They are fortunate that it wasn't 24 to nothing or 24 to 3. The Saints were 0 for 2 in the red zone. The Panthers' first possession, like, there was a lot that the Saints kind of gave back as well.
Yeah, but they also had like plays that went their way. This game featured one of the freakiest plays I've ever seen in my life. The Saints blocked a field goal, but it then bounces off the helmet of a Carolina Panthers lineman, goes forward past the line of scrimmage, which makes it effectively a legal punt, like a positive punt. It then touches a Saint, and then
so let me explain this real quick. I've had people reach out and ask me to explain it, and in real time, I didn't know what the hell they were talking about. But so the ball was blocked, then hits off of a Panthers defender, goes flying past the line of scrimmage. Sam is right. Then it basically becomes a punt. As you know, with punts, if it touches the receiving team at all, it's a live ball. It doesn't have to go through the punt returner's hands. It can deflect off of someone's leg. It can skim someone's shoulder. It can skim their back on the way down, whatever. And then the kicking team can recover it. That's basically what happened. So once it goes across the line of scrimmage, I can't remember who it was. It might have been Nathan Shepard or someone tried to recover it. If they just get away from it, then it's the Saints' ball because the Panthers can't advance a fourth down. They can't advance fourth down like that. But once the Saints player tries to recover it and touches it, then it becomes live, and the Panthers recovered it. And so it was a muffed punt, a really weird version of a muffed punt. Now, the Leon Lett Thanksgiving field goal debacle is like the most famous version of this happening, but that's pretty much what happened. Well, that's exactly what happened with this play.
And some smart Panthers, I should find out who it was, because had the presence of mind to realize that makes it a live ball, dives on it.
It turns into the Leon Lett play.
Dives on it, and then from what was a blocked punt, or a blocked field goal rather, it's actually set a new first down. We get the ball back and let's go again.
And that was right before the Jimmy Horn botched handoff, right? Like,
you then screw it up by giving it back.
Yeah, the blocked field goal play was
I need to find out who dived on that, because that's an insane play to realize that that's a live ball.
And then from a Saints perspective, Tyler Shough, good job, Hagel. Producer Will. First Saints rookie quarterback to win a game since 1981. Dave Wilson.
Yeah. I believe Dave Wilson is the guy they took first overall in the supplemental draft. Is that right? Someone double check me.
Trust Hagel that that's true. Tyler Shough played a good game, man.
Damian Lewis,
really good.
I think, recovered that ball. So
good for him.
Shout out for Damian Lewis.
Yeah.
Yes, Damian Lewis. Yeah.
As far as Shough's game goes, he had
It also goes down as a muffed punt by Cameron Jordan.
Yeah.
It's probably you're not going to see
I saw that in the box.
his entire life. That's probably the first time that's ever happened to him.
It's going to kill his fantasy numbers or something. Get negative fantasy points for that, Cameron Jordan. So you got Chris Olave had an outstanding game.
Yeah, 2 plays that are ridiculous in particular.
Yeah, the touchdown catch was nuts because he was covered up and he had to fight through the coverage. He had to be strong through that. And then the one-handed catch was crazy too. I mean, Chris Olave, it might not be his best number game, but for what he looked like on the field, this was the best game I've ever seen him play.
Particular. I mean, he wrecked J.C. Horn in man-to-man coverage on a go route, where Horn's actually got him in pretty tight coverage, and then as he's looking for the ball and they start hand fighting at the same time, Chris Olave just sheds him and he falls over, and it's a big play. And then the other one, the ridiculous one-handed catch, just two.
I mean, these guys are just. I mean, they're just. This is crazy. I mean, it's like every time I say something, they're saying something. It's like sometimes this happens in videos, but I mean, this has been the entire video.
Spectacular plays from Chris Olave.
Yeah, the one-handed catch. I thought that was like the play of the game, right? The Saints are up 2 scores, fourth quarter, about 6 minutes left, and Shough throws it to.
But that was also Shough navigating the pocket, and he threw this like beautiful floater that was over like 3 defenders. Yeah, I mean, the throw itself was insane. And then to make the catch was even crazier.
Beautiful back shoulder throw by Tyler Shough, but probably even better catch by Chris Olave. And that was a huge play just to maintain the keep the ball and pretty much run it out at that point if you're the Saints. I thought Shough missed a couple easy throws. I say easy throws, but underneath throws.
He sailed a couple throws. Yeah, I mean he missed a couple. I mean whatever. It's the NFL. It is what it is. He's still a rookie. Like he's still figuring his stuff out. He sailed a couple. He wanted the couple back for sure, but
little hitches and flats and angle routes, missed a couple. I thought he had, the touchdown to Juwan Johnson, rolling
crazy
left.
play from Shough. Crazy play from Shough.
Well, not full roll left, but that was the scouting report on Shough. When he moves to his left.
It wasn't really that. It was more of just he was just navigating the pocket so well, just kept his head up. Juwan was wide open. Sat down, and then he just had to get it to him. But, I mean, that was just an incredible play from Tyler.
He makes big plays. That was his entire highlight reel at Louisville. And, he makes that play to Juwan Johnson for a long touchdown. Johnson had a 52-yarder early as well. So I thought there was some really good stuff from Tyler Shough. But it was those high-leverage plays, right? The long 62-yard touchdown to Olave, the 3rd and 12 where Shuck's moving left, and he throws the touchdown to Juwan Johnson, takes advantage of that, busted coverage. And then that back shoulder to Olave to all but seal the game. I thought those were all impressive plays from Shough. And again, second straight week we haven't seen the disastrous play from Shough. And the people that really liked him at draft time said runs the offense well, will make some tight window throws, he'll try some stuff. The Olave play.
He had a tight window throw on 3rd and 18. I think it was 3rd and 18 that went for like 16 yards, and it was 4th and 2, and the Saints punted. Talk about a throw. I mean, it was between 2 defenders. It was an absolute rope, middle of the field. That was a hell of a play, too.
Again, it wasn't really open, right? You get credit for a 62-yard touchdown. It wasn't really open at the time, but he's going to give his receivers opportunities to make plays, something I think the Saints were saying, hey, we wish Spencer Rattler would do that a few more times, which was part of the move to go to Shough, and I think it paid off in this one for the Saints.
Yep.
And then you got Bryce Young averaging exactly 5 yards per attempt.
Christ.
For the Panthers.
Yeah, I mean, just a general total offensive lack of production. Bryce Young has 124 yards. Rico Dowdle, we already mentioned, basically got.
If you combine the last 2 weeks, Bryce Young has, 226 yards or something?
Shut down. No, I mean, they didn't get anything going.
So Young, I don't think he's playing as well.
Not at all.
Last year.
He's horrible.
No, I mean, a sort of unspectacular hard regression. Like he didn't go all the way back into like seeing ghosts, just train wreck, needs to be sat down. But he's gone into he's not moving the ball.
This is what we call in the business. He is who he is. This is who Bryce Young is. This is who Bryce Young has been.
Yeah. Last year, we were defending the pedestrian stat lines last year, and I think rightfully so.
Yeah.
Because there were
I mean, these are different.
There were 4 or 5 plays last year where he would drop a dime down the field
Yeah.
to get dropped, or he would have a scramble drill play, or like a key run, or a really tight nice tight red zone pass, tight window throw. You're just not seeing that from Bryce Young. There was a more.
He was the first overall pick. This is not his rookie season. He has already been benched twice. Like, come on, fellas.
Consistent natural playmaking from him last year. And then when you evaluated the situation, you'd be like, man, he's really doing this without a ton of receiving talent. And so it's interesting, right? Because you have Teterow and McMillan right now is better than any receiver he had last year. I guess you could argue the way Adam Thielen played last year, comparable but different styles. But McMillan's better than what he had last year. And
he's got the best run game in the NFL.
You have him.
Damn.
Is it too
What else do you
reliant on
want?
McMillan at this point? But, man, it's just not the same free style that I think we saw from Bryce Young last year, where we're like, man, he's got some natural playmaking ability, and it showed up in the second half, or like the last 2/3 of last season, and we haven't really seen that nearly as much this year.
No, he's not playing well at all this season. I mean, I haven't seen it off the back of this game, but, those charts that Sam Hoppen puts out, he's one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL in terms of PFF grade this season, and that's been, I think, real. He's not playing at a high level. Thanks for watching all the way to...
No, he has not. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. Tyler Shough officially outduels Bryce Young. Okay, get on down in the comments below, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.